What's up everybody, it's your boy Nate Dizzy here. In today's video, I want to go over a few examples of Fortnite's hit reg being less than satisfactory. Now, I feel like this is very important because in all my searching, I've never found a video that accurately represented one of these situations. A lot of the times there was room for error. So I wanted to make sure that I picked only situations where there was an obvious lapse in the server's ability to keep up with everything. Now, I want to real quick just go over my specs because that could matter to some people. I have an i5-7600K, so a quad-core non-hyper-threaded processor overclocked to 4.4 gigahertz. I have a GTX 1060. That's slightly overclocked but very stable. All my overclocks are very, very stable. I've done all the testing I need to know that, and all of my stuff runs perfectly fine in every other game. I've not experienced these kind of issues in any other game, just to note that. So with the basics out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is a situation where I feel like the hit reg was quite poor, and in most of it, now nobody's a robot. There are some people who are particularly good with aiming, so excuse my, slight lapse at one point in here, but I have fairly good aim, so you'll see that here in a second. We're going to go over this clip, and what this is pulled directly from my stream. So this is a recording. This is not from the replay system. Although you see a similar thing happen in the replay system. I'm actually a fan of it. I think that the replay system comes fairly close to real. Sometimes I feel like what happened on your stream can be different though, which is why I wanted to use a recording here, because there are some lapses in the replay system where certain things don't appear proper. So this is an actual recording of my gameplay taken through a second computer on an Elgato HD60. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is an instance of an SMG spray getting terrible hit reg over here in Polar Peaks. So let's go ahead and start. I'm just going to move to the point where we have contact. The person's going to come here from my right, and here I start to see a Lux skin. And at this point, I start to kind of flick over. Now I'm gonna get real slow here so you can be sure to see. This first shot happens somewhere between here, and I'll try to get this clear, and here. So it happens roughly on her arm, the left side of her body, and we see that the finishing kind of it's right here. So it happened in between here and here, and remember she was slightly back, so it really happened. It was a shot that hit right here. If you can see my mouse, the shot hit her right here, perfectly in the arm, and perfectly, if the arm wasn't there, into the body. So I should have got a hit reg there. It should have registered. And I will note that the crosshair, if the crosshair is what we go by for where the shot could possibly go, there's no way this could have missed because it was slightly lower when the shot actually started. So we'll continue on, and the next shot would be right here, and you can see that this shot very well could have missed, although it doesn't appear to. It appears to have gone through her head. The tracers, people will say, whatever, that it shouldn't have, but I will note that although this looks like I'm not perfectly aiming at her head, the Fortnite hitboxes, and I'll have a representation up on that side of the screen, where you see that the Fortnite hitboxes are actually about twice as big as the actual character models themselves. You can hit shots, basically out to here. So it's not as bad of a shot as you would initially think. And they do this because, some character models are significantly bigger than others. So here I was about 50% on the hitbox, but I can accept that maybe the shot didn't hit. As you can see on screen, it looks like the shot went straight through her head, but I can accept that maybe the tracers are inaccurate. Maybe I could have missed out here on the far edges of the thing there. So let's move on, and we continue. As you can see there, it went. If the tracer is anything to go by, it went straight through her head. I mean, you can see it right there, and the likelihood of that is high. Remember, she's moving in this direction, and I'm aimed fairly close to the hitbox. At least 50% of it's on the hitbox if you consider the fact that the hitbox is actually bigger than the head. Now we'll continue, and this shot obviously misses. I accept this as a miss, perfectly fine, but notice that we have not received any hit markers yet at all. She hits me here. Now my next shot is perfectly in the body. This is where it occurs. Perfectly in the body. No reason to have missed this, as you can see here. But as you'll see, we still don't get a hit marker. Right here, possible miss. You can see our elbows out here. The hitbox, basically we're looking at about a 25% chance of hitting there. I can accept that miss. Now we'll continue on. You won't be able to really see it because we're looking at such slow motion, but I kind of paused there. Shot her dead in the foot there. The hitbox is generally, I shot, we're talking, a millisecond after this, because you can see in the next shot, the shot's already fully hit the target. Here, very unlikely to have missed this shot. The foot would have moved maybe up about, 2 inches, 3 inches, so it still would have been in a roughly, 100% covered hitbox. As I said, the hitboxes are slightly bigger than the legs. You can go and test this in a creative server of your own to make sure that I'm not just BSing you, and that this is actually fact that the hitboxes are bigger as a result of some of the characters being different sizes. So we get a hit marker there as far as the tracers are concerned, but again, we get no hit in terms of the game reporting a hit to... Oh wait, no, I take it back. We did actually get our first hit there. I knew we were getting one soon, but I couldn't remember. So we did get our first hit there on the foot, and as I said, this is real footage, so this is really crazy. That shot counted, but the first two did not. Now I get off target here. Perfectly fine with that. Missed a couple shots. Now here comes I missed that shot here, and then here comes the next one. Perfectly aimed. Again, this is about a 100% chance of hitting, and basically just completely goes misses here. Here we have a shot very close to the head. This, in my opinion, is not huge to me, but if I just continue the next frame forward, this was very close to hitting. With the hitbox being bigger, we're looking at, maybe a 30% chance I can accept the miss on that particular shot. Now here, this tracer appears to go completely outside of where my gun is actually aiming. This should have been a roughly, 100% chance, as the hitbox is out here at this angle. So I should have certainly got a hit here, and a headshot would most likely be where it did hit. But again, we get no marker. We get no damage done to the opponent in that shot. Now here, I whiff a shot off to the side. Perfectly fine. Completely missed the target. Here, we have about a 50-50 shot, and I believe we get a hit marker. No, we didn't get one from there, but here we have a 100% shot. And I believe this is the one where we do actually get the mark for the damage. We'll see. Yeah, we did actually get our, second, our second damage shot there. We get another right there. Again, tracer is in a very weird spot, but it was a 100% shot when the shot actually went off. It was aimed right center mass. Here we have a miss. And again, those are from the prior two shots before this one. And then move on. We get another hit here. Let's see if that actually registered. And it didn't register. This shot is off. I accept that. Now, if we go here, this shot, we can kind of get like a view of her, and this is a 50-50 headshot, and we get nothing. And the next shot is center mass, perfectly center mass, and we get nothing. You can see a blatant hit marker here. Her body is right here, a blatant hit marker. There was actually two shots there. We got one of them, and you can see the X from the second one compared to the first one. Here we get, I think we may get this one. Yeah, we get another shot here. Very similar shots to how the shots began. And then we move on and hit another foot shot here, because this is slightly after the shot. And then, oh, gotta kind of reset this for a second because yeah, there we go, because sometimes it gets messed up. So we get another foot shot, but with no registration. And then I get shot here. You know, this is actually a fire shot on the opponent's perspective, from the opponent's perspective, and they actually did a lot less damage than I think they deserved. Because that was almost a full shot with the Luxkin's tack. And then pull out my tack, and shot goes off. You can clearly see shot goes off. But this was a case of her killing me first. Totally fine with the death there, except for the fact that a significant portion of my shots were not registered. I think it would have been much more likely that I had won the fight if my shots had actually registered. So that's the first case. Now, not all of these will be this long, so if you're worried about that, just stick around for a little bit longer. This one is, I believe, a lot shorter, so we'll go ahead and just get it lined up here, and we'll start right here. Now, I allowed my wall to be broken here. I was holding the opponent off purposefully so that I could, right when it broke, I would jump out and shoot the opponent, and you'll see here, we'll just kind of zoom in. All right, so I have my new shotgun out, and of course there was an issue with this shotgun. This was before, I think, the fix to it. However, this is what the main note here is. If we go ahead and zoom into this, or move on to this, we have a clear, perfect headshot on this shot. Hopefully it'll clear up in time. Okay, let's try to get this cleared up. The weird thing, they made this render a lot faster, but it kind of messes with your colors and stuff. So this is a clean, perfect headshot. You can see that the shot goes off when I'm right on her head. And when we get through here and see the actual hit marker that we get is an 80, non-headshot hit marker. It's a white 80, non-headshot, and that was a clear, obvious headshot. And then we'll just move on, and we see 2 misses here. Perfectly cool with that. But then we get on target, and we get 1 hit there. It was a perfect headshot, but no registration. Now, even if it wasn't a headshot, that should have been a clear body shot. Let's try to get this color a little bit better. This is the one problem with me using a free platform for this. But then we continue on with some body shots. So, what's up with that? I don't know. Weird. The shotgun shot should have most certainly been a headshot. Very weird. Now, I picked all these clips, and we've got one more, and this one's just a real quick one. All of these shots were picked from one session of about 6 to 8 games, and of those, 3 of these had, you know, varying degrees of very suspicious, very weird things happen in terms of hit registration. Now, right here, we just have another clip. Now, this is to demonstrate also that this happens with every weapon. This happens with every single weapon. This is a sniper shot, and I'm just gonna we'll pull it in here. So we go into our scope. We're going to take the shot. Moving up, moving up, moving up. And right here, you'll see that I line this shot up beautifully. Okay, opponent is moving to your right, running slightly toward me, so very slow and to the right, and right there I shot over here. Now I want you to be able to see that I actually do shoot here, because I don't want you to think that I didn't shoot. I get shot at roughly the same time that I take the shot. So we'll continue on here. Now you'll see I line the shot up. Okay, right here. The opponent is moving forward, and to your right, to their left. I shoot right here. Boom. Opponent continues moving. Right there. See? Perfect line up. That's when the shot should have hit. This opponent was close, but as you can see, not so close that there wouldn't be some travel time. This should have been at least a body shot, and we'll see that we get no hit. And it appears that there's no projectile. As I said, I got hit here, so you're going to see some weird stuff here. As I zoom out, I was getting hit, and we get no hit. We have no hit here. Now, these aren't situations where I did actually lose, okay? This was my first winning game of Season 9. Finally got that. But the last two situations were not situations where I actually lost, but they are situations where I had these things happen, and these were all in a single play for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I had all these instances. So how many times is this happening? Now, if you have any ideas to how I can fix this or whatever, let me know in the comments. If you have any, ideas of what I can do. I've tried everything that I can. I've tried to do everything. And I just want to put this out there so we can share this around, get this to Epic, hopefully. I know that I'm very small, very new, but if you can just share this, if you agree that they need to address this, if you're one of those people experiencing these problems, I don't think it's the same for everybody, but if you are one of those people, just help me share this out there, help me get this out there, and let me know if you have any suggestions, and thanks for watching. Nate Dizzy, out.